خل القرآن يسدده خلق القرآن ويرشده يسعى في العلم ويؤثره ويثابر فيه ويسنده أولى حق لا يغفله حق المولى فيوحده ينقاد لشرعة خالقه ليس الشهوات تقيده إن سمع أو رأى كثر أضحى لله تعبده لا يتبع مهيع مبتدع يقف الهادي ويقلده والقلب سليم من مرض يحوي القرآن يمجده يتلو ما يتلو من ذكر يتدبره ويردده.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Baba Salam and I welcome you to a new episode in the Juz Amma Practical Tajwid series brought to you by jsalam.net. In today's episode, inshallah, we will be going through a new surah from Juz Amma, and today's surah will be Surah Al-Kafirun bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And as usual, we will be going through the surah, and thereafter we will be highlighting the most commonly made mistakes when reading Surah Al-Kafirun. And today our related practical tajweed topics will be two of them, the first being Al-Munfasil and the second being Al-Arid al-Sukun. We believe that they are practically very relevant and can easily be spotted in Surah Al-Kafirun. And as usual, I will start reading the surah, and don't worry, I will give you the time, space to read after me, or to allow the kid to read after me, so that together we learn, together we grow, and together we mature in the Quran or in the garden of the Quran. Here we go.
والقلب سليم من مرض يحوي القرآن يمجده يتلو ما يتلو من ذكر يتدبره ويردده.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. Let's give it another read, inshallah ta'ala. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين.
وإذا الخيرات له سنحت قنص الخيرات تصيده يتواضع لله الأعلى في كل مآل يحمده.
Alright, moving on, let's see some of the highlights of the commonly made mistakes when reading Surah Al-Kafirun. And to start, I will say أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. As usual, I will say commonly made mistakes regarding Al-Isti'adha and Basmala can be found in the second episode, which is the episode of Surah Al-Fatiha. It's always better if one can listen to them before reaching to Surah. If one can listen to the previously made episodes or the previous episode before coming to Surah Al-Falaq. Nevertheless, one would definitely benefit a lot of things, but if we build on, it becomes better and makes our perspective of the whole thing much better, inshallah. And here we have قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ. Of course, in Surah Al-Falaq and Surah Al-Nas, we did mention how one needs to be very clear when he pronounces the lam with sukun. قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ. A lot of things have cramped here, but the focus here is on the ya with shadda, the emphasize ya, ayyu. Later on we will talk about ya ayyuha, why it is prolonged, but here now we need to focus on ayyu. The commonly made mistake here is some readers lose the pronunciation of the ya with emphasis. قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ. In addition to the ya, we also have the ha. So if you want to be precise, make sure that you differentiate and become clear when you pronounce the ya with emphasis as well as the ha that comes in there. Ayyuha, قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ. Now we have Al-Kafirun. Later on we will hear that when we read, or even if you can remember what we read earlier on, ta'budun. But here we say run because the ra, although it has dhamma, it is a heavy ra, so it should also be heard from how we articulate it and pronounce it. Al-Kafirun. We cannot say Al-Kafirun. In Hafs and Asim from Shatibiyya, we cannot say Al-Kafirun. We must say Al-Kafirun. So this tajweed, whatever tajweed we are doing here, is only, of course, some of them cross borders with different riwayah and different qira'ah and whatnot, but to make sure that we know what we are doing, we are focusing on Hafs. Now, قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ لَا أَعْبُدُ. We have the la a'budu, we prolong it, and we have the hamza and ayn. We have hamza and ayn. A'budu, we don't say la a'budu, la a'budu. We have a and then ayn. A'budu. Let's look at the hamza, where it comes from. We have the hamza here. Ta. If you want to know how you pronounce any letter, regardless, just give it sukun, make it silent, and put any active letter before it, preferably fatha. You have the hamza coming from here. And when you want to pronounce hamza, you must close this vocal cord of yours. So, a'budu, ta, 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 ta. So this is not ayn. If it is ayn, it will move to here, this part. But here it is where the hamza comes from, together with the ha, of course. But when you want to pronounce ha, the vocal cords must open. But when you're pronouncing hamza, it must close. Closing means it doesn't close always. These two parts of the vocal cords needs to collide for you to be able to pronounce it. And you pronounce it if you want, because you have to move on to a different letter or to prolong it whatsoever. So to articulate this vocal cords here needs to collide and open and whatnot. So to know whether you are actually doing the right thing, you give it sukun and stop there. Ta, ta, ta. If you are giving different sound other than ta, if you are giving a different sound, then you are probably pronouncing a different word or different letter. So if instead of saying ta, it becomes ta, ta, ta. Unless one has impairment, then he should be able to pronounce hamza over here. Ta, 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 a'budu. Now let's go back and see what we do with the a'budu. La a'budu ma ta'budun. La a'budu. We have hamza and then we have now ayn. It may interest you to know that the ayn and the hamza come from the same region of our points of our articulations, makharij. So we have the hamza. Now let's take a look at the ayn, where it comes from. See, earlier on it was hamza coming from here. Now we have the ayn coming from here. So they are neighbors actually. They are neighbors. So make sure that when we have ayn and hamza come together, we differentiate between them. A'budu and not a'budu or a'budu. Alright? So we have ayn coming from the middle of one's throat, right? So ma ta'budun. Now we have waw. We have the waw with madda, right? So one of the commonly made mistakes is some of us fail to push our lips forward when we want to pronounce dhamma, especially when it comes with mad. So this mad of wow, let's take a look at it from here. If you want to pronounce ooh, this is the shape, how you need to shape and form your lips in order to be able to pronounce ooh. You need to push your lips forward in order to be able to do it. And this is lips exercise. When we do tajweed, we are actually doing physical exercise inside our mouth. Okay, so we do physical exercise inside our mouth, vocal cords, lips, teeth, tongue, and whatnot, all inside there. In fact, our chest and our throat all together are involved. So in the event or in the case of wow with mad, ooh, what the part or the organ of our points of articulation, makharij, we need to involve is our lips. Push it forward, and this is what we have to do in order to pronounce any dhamma, especially when it's tarqiq or it's a light one. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, so this is called, and this is how the shape of the lips will look from forward. Someone should be able to, looking at you, should be able to see it this way. Ooh. Going back. La a'budu ma ta'budun. All right. So earlier on I mentioned Al-Kafirun. Why? Because why is the sound a little bit different from this? Because this is a heavy letter. So a tafkhim, in other words, isti'la. Later on when we reach to the second or the third quarter of Juz Amma, inshallah, we will be focusing more on the characteristics of Arabic letters in reading the Quran. But now at the beginning level, we will focus more on familiarizing with the letters and somehow with makharij, points of articulation, and then in the second quarter of it, then we will focus more on the points of articulation. But for now, it is let's say the ra here is a heavy letter. When we prolong it, roon, roon. We don't say roon, ooh, unless it is a light letter or tarqiq letter. لا أعبد ما تعبدون. Please don't say ما تعبدون. Oh, there's no O in the entire Arabic. There's no O at all in Arabic, let alone in reading Quran. عابدون ما أعبد. Okay, ولا أنتم عابدون. The same thing as here. دون ما أعبد. A'bud. Over here we learn in Surah Al-Ikhlas that we have qalqala here, and actually it's qalqala kubra because we are stopping on it. A'bud is at the end of the word, and we are stopping on it as well. Wala ana abidum ma abadtum. If you look at this, anywhere in the Quran you see this oval shape or zero, you can, if you want to call it, on an alif, or even on an alif, it means this alif is active only when you stop on it. Active means you prolong it. If you are linking, then you will have to drop it. So we say wala ana if you want to stop on it. Two points. If you want to link it, then the entire alif or the mad will drop. Wala ana abidum ma. So one cannot say wala ana abidum ma. Again, we are focusing on halves, so please, whatever we do here, take it as halves. If you happen, or one happens to come across any imam reading or prolonging something similar to this in any way, do not jump into conclusion and accusing him of anything until you engage him and understand what he is doing. For here we are doing Hafs and Asim, even though other qira'ah here there's no changes in it, but I just need to highlight it so that people may be a little bit somehow aware and know when they want to question someone's reading. Wala ana abidum ma. So when you stop, ana, wala ana. So we cannot stop here by saying wala ana, ana. No, we must say ana. If you link, then it drops. Wala ana abidum ma abadtum. Look at the emphasis, symbol of emphasis that is put on the ta over here. It means you need to merge this dal with the ta. That's why the symbol is put there. If the symbol is removed, then you will have to apply qalqala on the ta. Abadatum. We also learned that is qalqala, right? So, but when it comes together with this, we don't say abadatum, we say abattum, and the dal will disappear, and then the ta will take a shape of emphasis. Abattum, wala antum, tum'a. See how we spend some time on the meme without ghunna, but nicely, smoothly. We connect the meme with the ayn that comes after it. Tum'a. We don't say tum'a. We also do not merge it. Tum'a. Wala antum abiduna ma a'bud. Lakum dinukum. And in other words, anytime you come across meme with sukun followed by any other letter, unless there is a symbol of emphasis on that particular letter, then you will have to make sure that you connect the meme to that letter nicely. Lakum tum'a, lakum dinukum waliyadin. Kum waliyad, same thing here. Kum dinukum waliyadin, lakum dinukum waliyadin. Now in Surah Al-Fatiha, I think that is episode number 2, we did mention that when you stop on noon, please do not Rabbil Alameen, do not right away close your mouth, otherwise you are going to pronounce meme. lakum dinukum waliyadin. Or else, if you close your lips right away, it becomes lakum dinukum waliyadin. And that is wrong, because there's no meme involved here. So with that, we have come to the end of the commonly made mistakes in Surah Al-Kafirun.
أجمل بوفاء شيده وعفاف قل مشيده لا يخطو نحو مذممة شلت عن إجرام يده.
Moving on, we have two practical Tajweed topics to discuss, and the first one is Al-Mad Al-Munfasil. If you have been with us in the previous episode of Surah An-Nasr, we did discuss Al-Mad Al-Muttasil. Where is Al-Muttasil? This one. We did discuss this color of mad, which is Al-Mad Al-Muttasil, and in there we said Al-Mad Al-Muttasil is when the letter of the mad comes together with the Hamza in the same word, in one word. Here, the opposite happens, Al-Munfasil. When the letter of the Al-Mad Al-Munfasil is when the letter of mad occurs at the end of a word, and the letter of Hamza follow it at the beginning of the next word. That means Al-Muttasil and Munfasil look very similar. There is mad, next to it there is Hamza. But Muttasil is the Hamza and the mad are in one word. Munfasil is the mad is at the end of one word, and the Hamza is at the beginning of the next word. So they come in two different, they come from two different families. Okay, so it is called Al-Munfasil because they are separated with type of word. All right, and it is extended to 4 or 5 points, just like Al-Mad Al-Muttasil. So the only difference is that they are, Muttasil is one word, the mad and Hamza is one word. Munfasil, the mad is different word, in different word, and the Hamza is in different word. And here preferably 5 points, but one can go for 4 points, not less than 4 points and not more than 5 points. Hafs and Asim through Shatibiyah. Examples will be Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tabb. Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tabb. In Surah Al-Masad, we explain why we have to say wa tabb, okay? And then wama kasab and whatnot. Here we have Al-Mad Al-Munfasil yada abi. All right? Now, just like over there we in Surah An-Nasr, when we were discussing Al-Mad Al-Muttasil, we say one cannot say إِذَا جَاءَ, take a pause or a breath and then move on, Abi, إِذَا جَاءَ Nasru. One cannot do that. The opposite is actually correct over here. Tabbat yada, one can take a pause because it's at the end of the word. And then Abi lahabin wa tabb. All right? So, because they are two separate things. The same thing applies here. Ma aghna, ma aghna, ma aghna. One can say ma and then move on with aghna. They are separate words. Again, we are not talking about waqf and ibtida yet. We are only talking about the technicality, permissible or not permissible. When one does it, what are the implications? All right? The same thing applies. قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ. Alright, so if you go back to قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ, Surah قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ. Now, يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ, this ya and ayyuha are two separate words. If one knows Arabic, he knows that they are two separate words. Only that in the Rasm Uthmani, it is put like this. So just take note that Ya ayyuha, Ya ayyuhan nas, Ya ayyuhal muzammil, Ya ayyuhal mudaththir, they are two separate words. Ya and ayyuha are two separate words, so they are not one word. So one cannot say this is mad muttasil. If one says mad muttasil, he is correct from the perspective that they are written together, but technically they are not one word. All right? So this is mad al-munfasil and it's not al-muttasil. Same thing applies here. La a'budu. La is a different word, and then a'budu is also a different word. And then you can see that the mad is at the end of one word and the hamza is at the beginning of another. Wala antum ma a'bud, wala ana, and then wala antum ma a'bud, and so on. All right, so this is basically primarily mad al-Munfasil. With that, we have come to the end of mad al-Munfasil in Surah Al-Kafirun. Our next practical tajweed topic will be al-mad al-Arid li-Sukun. Mad al-Arid li-Sukun, you can see it here, is it comes when we stop on a word that ends with any of the letters of mad. Alif with fatha, or waw with dhamma, or ya with kasra, and an active letter at the end of it. But we must stop on the active letter with sukun. So we have mad automatically. Originally we have mad, but we have an active letter on which we want to stop. And because of stopping, it is called mad arid li as-sukun. So since we can't apply activeness when we stop on a letter, we apply sukun to it, silence. So it is called al-arid li-sukun, coincidental for the sukun, because of the sukun which we apply on it when we stop on it. Al-mad al-arid li-sukun falls under the category of mad al-far'i. That's a different story altogether. So when reciting it, you have the option of applying 2 points of haraka, or 4 points, or 6 points. Here we have option. Let's take a look at examples. When we started Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim in Surah Al-Fatiha, you will notice that we have been prolonging it. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In fact, A'udhu Billahi Minash Shaitanir Rajim. And then one may be wondering, why is it prolonged that way? This is al-mad al-arid lis-sukun. If we were ever to link the end part of it with the next thing, in fact, we did that in Surah, in the episode of Al-Isti'adha, right? I think in Surah Al-Fatiha itself. So we say, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim Qul ya, for example. So where is it gone? It is gone because we did not stop on it. If we want to stop on it, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, then the mad applies. So you have the option of 2 points, 4 points, and 6 points. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. 6 points. These points are estimated. So whether you count or you don't count, 2 points, 4 points, 6 points, they are estimated. What is most important is consistency. When you start your Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim with 2 points, make sure any other mad arid li-sukun you come across in that particular reading is also 2 points. You apply 2 points on it. What if someone mixes them? The world will not come to the end, but he is committing tajweed mistakes. That's all. Is it sinful? It's not to the point of determining he's making sin or not, because it doesn't change anything in the meaning. But tajweed wise, if he is taking Quran exam, he will be penalized for that. Yes. And if he is messing up that way, he can actually be penalized for not being certified. If he is making this kind of mistake, he must know what he's doing. So al-mad al-arid li-sukun, if you take the 4 points option, you can say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun la a'budu ma ta'budun. 4. If you take 6, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun la a'budu ma ta'budun lakum dinukum waliyadin. Right? So mad arid li-sukun, as we mentioned, 2 points, 4 points, or 6 points. Whichever you start with, you must continue with it. Consistency is the key. Which is preferred? The preferred option is the 6 points. The preferred option is the 6 points. And in fact, practically when one reads with longer mad, he reads with more tranquility. When one reads with shorter mads, he has a tendency of hastening in his reading, quicken in his reading, trying to finish very fast. All right? There's no sin committed here. It's only a matter of passion and bonding that one creates with the Quran as he reads accordingly. So with that, we have come to the end of Al-Mad, Al-Arid, Al-Sukun, and subsequently we have come to the end of today's second practical Tajweed topic related to Surah Al-Kafirun. And here is another reading for reinforcement for Surah Al-Kafirun. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. With that, we have come to the end of this episode from Juz Amma Practical Tajweed series brought to you by TVQ.Academy. If you want to develop your confidence, you can practice the surah, record it, and send it to the WhatsApp number provided in the link in the description area below. And inshallah, I will listen to it and give feedback to you, and it may be featured here as well. And if you have any related questions, please do drop it to the WhatsApp number, inshallah, and it will be answered here as well, inshallah. Until our next episode, I leave you in Allah's protection. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
هذا الوهاب سيكرمه وبرحمته يتغمده ويذيع الله له ذكرا وإلى الآباد يخلده. هذا مني وأنا منه وفضائله ستسوده. طابت في الدنيا عيشته وعوالي الجنة موعده. طابت في الدنيا عيشته وعوالي الجنة موعده.